about the Messi thing.
Anything else on the Messi front, Chris, before we move on?
No, I'm done. I'm
I'm falling out. I told you, I never want to bring this guy's name up again.
I don't know, man. This Messi thing is just a freaking mess. What a disaster.
I don't want to hear this name ever again until it's official. But they got me back.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 187 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I'm ready to talk headers today, baby. Ready to talk.
Oh, headers.
Yeah, headers and some DC, huh?
DC. Only game we've won all season without Messi was against DC. So that should make people feel a little good, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's something to look forward to for sure. And Rohan, thank you so much for noticing, my friend.
What? Oh, yeah, Chris is a wild man with those Mickey Mouses. So we usually have our guests that are from an opposing team or podcast. Unfortunately, the one that we had told us that earlier today that he could no longer do it. So kind of like we did last week, we're going to have to kind of truck through this on our own to preview the team without an expert, you could say. But because we like to have a guest on to talk about the opposing teams, we do have a guest. It is not our traditional guest, but regardless, we do enjoy him when he comes on. He's actually the reason that we didn't start right on time. We got caught up talking about other things. And Pablo right here is telling us to pull out the Solana signal. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pull out the Solana signal. And joining us right now is Mr.
He denied my
Danny
phone call.
Solana.
Oh, there he is.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. There's nothing better than getting a text message from Mr. Daniel Granada at 9 o'clock at night while you're eating a chicken chaufa at a Peruvian restaurant saying, want to hop on Battered Herons? And you know my answer is always yes.
Let's go.
Always. And we appreciate you jumping on with us last minute. But because you weren't here. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Before I keep going, Mitch isn't on here yet. Mitch was the one that kept asking me if the Visca Barca shirts are up, that he had been looking for them. The Visca Barca shirts are up, and I am going to put the link here in the chat. So if Mitch is on there, you can go ahead and click on that link, or just go to batteredfans.com, and the Visca Miami shirt, not Visca Barca, I'm sorry, the Visca Miami shirts are up there. So go ahead and they're available now. All right, so like we were saying, since Solana was not with us last night to talk Orlando, I guess we'll take this opportunity to see what you thought about the Orlando game.
I thought, and we talked a little bit about it earlier, and I thought it was a great game overall in terms of an MLS game. I thought it was extremely entertaining, back and forth. I thought Orlando was a lot better this time around, obviously, than the first game. You could really tell that Nico Lodeiro and Luis Muriel are starting to, figure things out, starting to understand what Oscar Pareja wants from them. And look, Inter Miami had their chances. Luis Suarez, I'm kind of pissed off because I think on the Hard Rock app, Luis Suarez was the over-under was 2 shots. And I think he had 2 in the first 10 minutes or something like that. But he had a sitter in the first 5 minutes. He had a chance to score. It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And it's just one of those games where it was kind of back and forth. Had you on the edge of your seat. Muriel had a really good opportunity, and the ball got taken away. Lodeiro had a great opportunity. And Aviles made a great stop. So overall, I thought it was a great game. The one player I kind of want to mention over everybody is Julian Gressel. And I thought it was, Julian's one of his better games in an Inter Miami uniform. He was whipping the crosses in there to Suarez. He almost got a couple in there. But overall, I know it's not a popular opinion, man. I know it's not. I know you guys are not Julian Gressel fans, especially the Battered fans are not Julian Gressel fans. But personally, I thought his crosses were fantastic. anything better than we've seen in the last 3 years from a person in an Inter Miami uniform.
Look, Julian Gressel to me was giving away a lot of balls yesterday. There was one that he gave up that gave them a great transition opportunity. They didn't capitalize on it. I maybe it's because I'm expecting him to give me positives, and I'm not looking at him to just be just average. I want him to be above average. He's obviously an average player. He's an MLS player. That I guess that's fine. But with the talent around him, I want him to perform a little better. And I think that I don't think he's been performing to where I would see him being or what I want him to be. Yesterday, I don't remember him having good crosses. I've seen him have a couple good crosses in the last couple of weeks, but I don't remember him having any good crosses yesterday. Maybe it's just slipping my mind.
Absolutely. There was one where he was maybe like just in the final third and he slipped it almost above the defender's head. The defender actually got it, and it went for a corner. But on most of his corners yesterday, they were really good whippings, from that left side that he takes it. And he hit Suarez a couple of times on the back post. Suarez, kind of hit it in. We couldn't get anything on target. But I think overall, look, is he going to be the guy that's probably starting, when Inter Miami is in the finals? Probably, because Tata loves him. But in all honesty, should he be? Definitely not. That person needs to be Federico Redondo. And he's just, keeping that right midfielder spot, a little hot for when Redondo comes back. Don't you guys think?
Yeah. Once Redondo and Gomez are healthy and Rojas is healthy, I think it's obvious what the starting 11 is going to be. It's going to be Suarez, Messi, and Rojas up top, Redondo, Gomez, and Busquets in the middle, and then you have Alba, Freire, unless they upgrade that center back, Aviles, Wagon, and then Drake again, unless they update that goalkeeper. That's going to be the starting 11 once everybody's healthy.
I want to bring up a couple comments before I get to this one by Anthony. Jason L is asking here, Danny, off topic, can I offer a ticket in the Discord? I'm trying to sell one for Saturday.
Yeah, of course.
Perfectly fine if I can't. Yeah, go ahead, Jason. Now, Anthony is mentioning here, Danny, Chris, Solana, did you guys see ESPN FC after the Orlando game that they're saying that after Messi complaining, there might be a huge change about being taken off?
I assume he's mentioning the rule where he got hurt and they took him off. Is that what I assume that's what he's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I imagine.
We talked about it on the Spanish show, right, guys? I mean, we all agreed that we like the rule for what it is, but that it's flawed
what they're trying
in some
to
sense.
do.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. And this is where I have to hold the line strong here. Mr. Krabs saying, so that 2-minute rule doesn't apply to goalkeepers. Why didn't Gressel have to step off the field? This is facts right here. Like, I mean, the thing is, Galese is like king for doing this.
Yeah, but historically, the goalie never comes off the field. Even historically, a player would come off. No, that I agree with. That should be you're right, Chris.
And you get to pick who comes off.
The other team gets to pick who comes off.
Yeah, you get to pick.
Yeah, almost.
You got to come off.
Almost like when a player in basketball, when it's time for him to take a free throw, if he can't take it and he goes to the locker room because he's hurt, the opposing team gets to pick any player on the bench to take a free throw. Yep. I agree. I think that's fantastic. Except you know who they're going to pick, against Inter Miami at time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Messi's
Rojas. Rojas. I was going to go with Gressel.
I would have gone Emerson, but he's not here.
Yeah,
that tanked down pretty quickly.
Hey, he's still on the roster, Chris. Rather, he's still on the roster
technically
because he's loaned out.
Yes, because he's loaned, Danny. You never know,
hope.
Baby. You never know, Danny. All right. I wanted to bring up this opinion that I have about Tata that I've been thinking about since yesterday. Since after we did the show, Danny, I've been thinking a lot about this whole deal with Tata, and like I feel like everybody is like kind of like even at this moment, and I want to see if I could turn the tide a little bit. The
even
issue
in
with
what
Tata,
way?
Like nobody's giving him too much shit. We tied. It was a competitive game. People are just upset about Gressel, man, whatever. I have an opinion about Tata. Okay. When we had Phil Neville, we had an identity, an attacking strategy, correct? what was the attacking strategy when we had Phil Neville?
Cross and Shalah.
Cross and Shalah. It was from the sides.
Goals.
Yeah.
Look, we scored a couple. Okay, so when we had Phil Neville, it was crossing from the outside, working from the outside, right? An identity. Pozuelo came in. What was the identity now?
Build through Pozuelo.
Build through Pozuelo through the middle, right? We had our little side stuff too. So now we have Messi. Obviously, what's the strategy? Build through Messi. But then when Messi doesn't play, I watch the game over and I thought about what we were talking about yesterday. I'm thinking to myself, what is the strategy that Tata uses when we don't have Messi? And when I was watching the game yesterday, I couldn't come to a point of where I can understand what the strategy is without Messi.
It's pretty simple. I mean, his idea is to use Matias Rojas in the Messi role.
But that can't be. We just got this guy.
Well, and that's the issue, Chris, is that you got to let him work into that role. So, we just got him. Obviously, the reason for getting him was thinking 2-3 months down the line when he was in Copa America and all that. So, you still got about 3 weeks before the players leave for Copa America. Yeah. So, again, did he do a great job? Absolutely not. Did he have a couple chances? Yeah, but I think he'll eventually, build himself into that position. The important thing is that he shows similar characteristics as Messi. He's very, very quick with the ball. He cuts in and out, uses both of his feet very well, loves to play off, 1-2 touches. So that's what I'm excited about. I just think he doesn't understand himself with Suarez like Messi does.
I think that the strategy and the identity is building up through Jordi Alba.
If Messi's not there,
even when Messi plays, if you look at the breakdown, I think half or maybe even more than half of our build-up play is up the left side through Jordi Alba. Now, once Negri is starting, that dissipates a bit, and then you have to count on Busquets a little more. Now, what's the problem when I'm counting on Busquets? Like I told you yesterday, we were talking about yesterday, when you have Keremaki and Gressel next to him, he has to drop back a little further because he has no help defensively, so he can't help create. Even though he still had the second most passes into the final third, even from his basically what he was playing center back position yesterday. So I think that obviously this falls on Tata because he should have somebody next to him that can cover Busquets back.
But this.
I think that's the identity. When Jordi Alba comes, it's going to look a lot more different. It's going to look different on Saturday.
But this, Danny, right here, Trukutu is saying strategy is to throw everything to the wall and see what sticks. This, by Tata standards, is unacceptable. Yes or no? This is unacceptable.
I think for everybody, that would be unacceptable.
You're a seasoned coach. You have experience not only in this league, but in bigger leagues, playing with the same players that you have right now. And there's got to be better. I mean, we got Trukutu asking, where's Borgelin?
Look, you want to know what the strategy is? You want to know what the strategy is? The strategy is 28 points. 28 points, top of the Eastern Conference, top of the league. You want to know where our buddy Phil Neville sitting? 11th place, 13 points in 13 games. So don't get, a lot of folks like to analyze, like really critically analyze what Tata's doing here and all that. And guys, sit back, enjoy the football. They're touching the ball. I mean, we have controlled possession in every single game this season.
Thank you. And Solana, that's the identity. Control the game, control the ball. That's the identity.
And that's been Barcelona's identity their entire life, since Messi's been there. It's possession, make your opponents fall asleep, and as soon as they fall asleep, boom, there's the through ball. That is how we've been playing. And one question that I have for you guys, about the game yesterday, Negri, I thought he played great. Yeah, but why did he center that ball? I mean, he's got to be a little bit more selfish and take that shot. He's got to take that shot. He was wide open. He's got to go near post, top shelf, and that would have been the goal. But and I see,
he hesitated to cross it, and that's what messed Robert Taylor up. Because if he wouldn't have hesitated, Robert Taylor might have had a chance.
I agree. I agree. And I see, you know, Ungaging there saying Neville didn't have Messi. Neville would have never coached Messi. Messi wouldn't have come had Neville, you know, stayed as coach. So
I think we all knew that though.
Yeah. So and look, I don't want to talk crap about him, but you brought it up, Chris, about the identity. So
Yeah.
I just had to throw it back at you that, you know, as critical as people are with Tata, Inter Miami is sitting on top of the East, on top of the league, and the former coach is sitting back in 13th.
I mean, look, Anthony is saying here in the comments, Chris, Danny, and Solana, I like Tata, but sometimes he has the tendency when his formations are not working in the first half, not to adjust the second half and continue with the same formation.
Don't you remember the last couple of games? Remember when Rojas
he did
came
change
in
it a little bit, yes.
I mean, he has been. Maybe yes, granted, we've said
systematically
that
throughout the season.
But
yeah,
he's been doing it a little more. And Leonardo says, Yo, Solana, how has Martino time in Barcelona? I think he won Copa del Rey. I'm not 100% sure. I believe he won Copa del Rey. And also, we're not playing in La Liga. We're playing in MLS. And Tata is an MLS champion. He won the MLS Cup with Atlanta, which did not have Messi. So I think for MLS standards, Tata is just fine. He's proved that he can win a championship in MLS. Now he has even better a better roster. So I think that in MLS wise, I think that's going to be just fine.
What a bad one. I mean, Jason L's here saying that the commenter throughout the Timbers game thought his mic was off, started making fun of Phil Neville, said they need a new coach. Neville came back from 2 goals down like a fucking boss. I added the end, by the way. That wasn't Jason for those on audio.
All right. Well, I don't even know what to say. Why are we talking Phil Neville?
I don't know. It's just I just brought it up because I just brought it up. I'm not trying to say Phil Neville's a better coach. I just want to emphasize the fact that like we had a lesser than coach, and Dennis Lopez is saying that he still thinks Crespo has compromising picks at Tata. I believe so as well. My whole deal is like we had a lesser than coach who had a strategy, and not that it worked, but at least he had strategies depending on the players. And Tata, who's a better coach, better season, doesn't have strategies, I guess. Like we're losing games without Messi when we have like pretty big players on that fucking pitch. Like, well, look, unexcusable.
I do think that we should look better when Messi isn't playing, but I mean, we have 3 clean sheets this year. It's nothing to write home about. We have 3 clean sheets. We've only lost twice. We're leading the league in points, even though Cincinnati has a chance to surpass us when they play the same amount of games as we do. Like I think that all in all, the team has done well, but they need to start producing without Messi. And before we start talking about DC, I never thought the Supporters' Shield was even an option. I predicted since the beginning of the season that we would be 4th, 5th, 6th in the East. By the time the season ended, we would get into the playoffs, and then we'd make damage in the playoffs. But the way that Messi has been producing and the way this team has been winning recently, I thought, you know what, maybe they'll surprise us and they win World Supporters' Shield. Not that I care for the plate, but I do want home field advantage throughout the playoffs. I think it would be awesome as fans to be able to go to all those playoff games.
Yeah.
After yesterday's performance without Messi, another game where you don't win when Messi doesn't play, do you now think that the Supporters' Shield is just impossible to get? Because at one point I started thinking maybe they can, but if Messi misses 7 games in the summer, for the Copa America, and plus you can't count on him playing every single game after Leagues Cup is over, do you still think that there's a chance that they win the Supporters' Shield? Solana.
Absolutely. I think, they're in first place right now. They've been playing well. Have they, struggled to win without Messi? Absolutely. But, there's only been 14 games played thus far. There's still another 20 games, left to play. This team is still missing key players, key young players that are going to be in the lineup when, Messi's not here. So, for those of you that are watching the Orlando game, yesterday and are in panic because Inter Miami, killed them a month and a half ago, and now it's just 0-0. You have to look at the Orlando team from last night. It's a completely different team than the team that Inter Miami beat 5-0 a month and a half ago. Muriel is fine. Like we talked about, Muriel is getting into his own. Nico Lodeiro is getting into his own. Much different team. So, I wouldn't look at yesterday's game as affecting Inter Miami's chances going forward. I just think it was a fantastic MLS game. And it's really hard to say that with an MLS match that ends in a 0-0 draw.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that although Messi did play that 5-0 win against Orlando, Jordi Alba also played the full game, and so did Diego Gomez. And those are two integral parts of this team. So you weren't just missing Messi. You were missing Diego Gomez, which we all said at one point. We were saying outside of Messi, he was probably the best player on Inter Miami. And then Jordi Alba, we said the offense builds up the left side. Jordi Alba brings a lot to the table, and him missing also contributes to the fact that it was such a poor game. But so I agree with what you're saying there. Orlando also, Muriel finally had a brace just a couple days before this game. He's finally building some confidence. Lodeiro had 3 assists. So I agree. I think that different team. All right. So is it time to talk DC, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. DC, from what I was looking over yesterday and this morning, they're sort of like a middle of the pack team. Nothing to cry home about, to be honest. I think they're in 8th or 9th place. Let me see here.
Yep,
they're in 8th.
Yeah, they're in 8th place. And they haven't had like a good string of games lately. Look, the only person, I mean, we talked on the phone a little bit earlier. The only person that puts fear in my heart is Benteke. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, he's the only one that puts fear in my heart. Other than him, like, whatever. I'm good with everybody else.
Well, I 2 seasons ago, when the first year we did this podcast in 2022, I remember every week I would come on here and I would tell you where we ranked and the percentages of aerial duels that we would win. And we were always dead last, and it was always like in the mid-30s because we just had nobody that could win headers. This season, obviously, you know who number 1 is, DC United. Mm-hmm. They win 61, 62% of their headed duels. But in 7th place is Inter Miami, 53.6. Aviles, tall, he can win some headers. You have Freire also, right? So we are not as bad. Now, have we showed weakness in set pieces? Absolutely. But when you're focusing in and marking a man, I would hope that we wouldn't get Atlanta'd like Beneteke did at Atlanta and got that headed hat trick. So although I agree that is worrisome, I think that that's something that can defend. And it's also the only game that we've won without Messi this year.
This is the only worry I have here. Jason L's mentioning, what about McVay? He's the only one who knows how to defend Messi.
I can't even keep a straight face, bro. I can't even keep a straight face. Look, I'm looking at their stats, guys. And the only person that has more than 1 goal this season is Benteke. He's got 11. Everybody else on their team who has scored, and that's 2, 4, 6, about like 9 other guys, only has 1 goal. A bunch of different players. But look, man, whoever talked about Chris McVay, could be right. Chris McVay has started every single game that they played this season. So
incoming.
That's the only thing that I think makes me feel a little bit more, I guess, relaxed, is knowing that Chris McVay is on that back line, and he can't cover Suarez. And I mean, I'm on the point where I don't even think he can cover Campana. So I think Campana might get some playing time this weekend.
Money Matt put up a post on Twitter, and he put up a picture of Campana, and he said, 2024, what the hell is this guy really doing? And Danny, I'm telling you, I feel so bad for Campana because he's just getting the short end of the stick big time. And it's really rough for a guy like Campana, who was seen as a person that was like taking us to the promised land before another Leo got here. And I mean, Bluebird is just real brutal. McVay is bum. That's tough.
You're talking about Campana and how he's had a tough time. And I tweeted out yesterday that be on the lookout. Campana right now is a DP on the roster. And I think he's going to be offloaded this summer. If he's offloaded, that would open up a lot of money. So in my tweet yesterday, I had put, Inter Miami can have up to $4 million of general allocation money for this summer. If they get rid of Christoph, Leo Campana, and Robert Taylor. So that would be about $2 million plus an additional $2 million in GAM that they would get for not having that third DP. I think they can also sell Diego Gomez. Could be. That could be an option as well. But I think he might, there are teams that want him. So the people that I know in the league are telling me that there are a few teams that want him, San Jose being one of them, New York being another. So those are a couple teams that are on his radar, and I think Inter Miami could get something back for him. He's just making a lot of money, man, for what he's doing.
I feel really bad for him. What were you gonna get to, Danny? My fault.
No, I was just gonna start talking about DC. DC, I'm not sure how they play. That's why we like to have the opposing teams on here. I don't know if they press or what, but they don't hold possession very well. They have the lowest percentage of pass completions in the league. So they obviously don't hold the ball very well. They are one of the highest teams as far as playing in long balls. I have a feeling that they play the counter quite a bit. But they have given up, I think it was 23 goals. They've given up 23 goals. You were going to say something?
Playing the long balls in on the counter. That's like recipe for Benteke. Like that counter play and that long ball play, like that's winger zone. That's like wingerseason.com.
They have the third most shots in the league. They have 30 more shots than Inter Miami has this year, and they've played a game less. So they take shots, I'm assuming maybe from outside the box because a lot of them aren't on target. But, I mean, I think they might play the counter quite a bit. They don't hold possession. So I'm assuming we're going to try to keep possession and break them down. Their defense doesn't look very good. And they are second in most fouls. They foul like crazy.
They got a couple red cards. They got a red card against us.
They are very undisciplined defensively. So they allow a lot of goals, and there's a lot of fouls on them. So
I'm going to give you two points here that a DC United fan would have given you guys, just so that you can have some black and red on the podcast and not only pink. But DC has picked up points in 5 of their last 6 away matches. That's something to think about, including a 3-2 win at Atlanta on their last away contest.
Yeah, it was the hat trick.
And DC United has never lost to Inter Miami at Chase Stadium or the former Drive Pink Stadium, winning 2 out of their 3 visits in the regular season, including the last time they played there in last year in 2023. So that's an interesting 2 little stats. They seem to be very good away, and they've done well, playing at Inter Miami's home stadium. So it could, it could be an interesting game on Sunday, especially if Messi doesn't play.
Danny, look, Taimanin is mentioning evening, guys. Hala Miami. And let him know. Hey, Taimanin, just so you know.
Check out I don't got the Hala Miami shirt up. But it's the Fisca Miami.
Yeah, that's right. But it's coming. And Unguarding is putting up a comment here, says the raccoon. I was able to see that clip yesterday with my kids. The commentator on that makes a comment that to me deserves him to do every single Inter Miami Messi game of the rest of the season. He says something like, with the way that he's running the pitch, somebody give him the ball with the way that he's running the pitch or something like that. That was perfectly timed. Such a great commentator that guy is. Very good.
Chris is such a weirdo when it comes to commentators and radio.
Oh my God. I love all that.
Yeah. All right. And yes, Adarsh, I put the link up for the Visca Miami. So DC, what are you guys thinking? How do you think this game's going to play out? Because honestly, I'm oddly enough, I feel pretty confident, and I'm not sure why. Okay, before we get into that, do you think Messi plays?
I was just going to ask you. If he plays, I think it's like a 4-1 game in Miami. only because I don't think DC United can contain.
I'll
tell you this, man.
Raccoon better than Gressel. Nice comment.
He's
I like
faster.
that.
The Raccoon is faster than Gressel. That is for sure. No doubt about that. But yeah, I think with Messi, it's going to be a 4-1 win. I just don't think, there's a defense that can contain the Inter Miami's attack when, the three guys that should play up top. Now, if Messi doesn't play, it gets a little bit interesting. And now it comes down to how good Drake plays, because we haven't scored a lot of goals when Messi doesn't play. And you have a team who does very well off of, like you said, Danny, earlier, off of set plays. And you have a forward in Benteke who is fantastic with his head. So if Drake cannot time those corners and those set plays correctly, then we could experience a few set play goals against us.
I want to bring up this comment because Anthony's put it up a couple times already. Says, guys, since Redondo and Rojas have gotten injured and Benjamin has played, do you guys think he has proven enough to where he can play one of those midfield positions the rest of the season? He structured his sentence a little bit better, but he essentially was asking if we think that Benjamin Carmacchia should, I guess, be put into the midfield, I guess, lineup more often to start. I don't think so. I think he'd be great off the bench. I wish that David Ruiz could play because he plays with a little bit more of like a defensive intensity that would definitely help Busquets, especially in times where we don't have Messi, right? If you want him to sort of take the grip of the game since Messi's not playing, I mean, I think it's better to cater to him and have some more defensive-minded people around him, not Cremaki and Rojas. So, and Upcode Series is saying Crema Super Sub. Go ahead, Danny.
Well, I was going to say, in the games that Messi hasn't played, which have been MLS season, that is, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess you count yesterday, 5. So he hasn't played in 5 games. They've scored 6 goals in those 5 games. 2 of those games, we got a shutout, which was against the Red Bulls, and yesterday against Orlando. And then against Montreal, we scored twice, but we lost 3-2. Against DC United, we scored 3 times. We won 3-1. And then against NYCFC, we drew 1-1. So the offense definitely doesn't look great when Messi isn't playing, but they have scored outside of those 2 shutouts. And we scored 3 against DC already. Luis Suarez came in as a sub in the 62nd minute and ended up scoring, was it a brace? So, I mean, we do have Luis Suarez coming up this week. Matias Rojas should be playing. Alba should be starting. I feel really good. I think that we should be able to win this game. Inter Miami is a good home team. In the MLS, it's difficult to win on the road. I think that we will win this game. Now, Chris, did you say if you think is Messi's playing or not?
I do think he's going to play, especially like I said, since he missed the game against Orlando. I don't think that he's going to miss this game. It's kind of like what we talked about, I think, earlier this week, where I think he was going to miss the Orlando game. He's going to make this game. And then he's got another week of being able to sort of rest and recover, because I'm pretty sure that he's dinged up a little bit, right? I mean, he could use some rest. And I think that him not playing on against Orlando was a little bit more of a strategic move than it was for, I guess, injury purposes. I think it's more to let him recover and recoup instead of risking him to play against Orlando on a Wednesday game. So
you don't think it was Tata maybe trolling the fans that went to? And by the way, I'm curious, did you guys notice that they changed the name of the stadium? So at the beginning of the year, it was Inter and Co with an I. And now there's no more I in it. Now it's just Inter and Co just with the N.
Really?
You guys didn't notice that yesterday?
No, I did not.
Look up some pictures at the stadium, and it was Inter and Co, just the N with no I.
I mean, that had to be Orlando fans that were throwing rocks at the signs, no?
I don't know, man, but
listen, I got look, Danny and I got a friend that we call him Andy Bear. I was gonna go to Dandy Bear and throw rocks at the D just so that way it could say Andy Bear. So I don't know, maybe people do that. So Yeah, don't judge me, Danny.
You could have at
You
least thrown it
would
at the
do
other
something
D,
like that.
so it said Danny
I know.
Bear for your boy. I mean, come on, bro.
No, it's got to be Andy Bear. Shout
Well,
out to Andy
yeah,
Bear. Shout out to Andy Bear.
I
You got it.
I don't. Yeah, I got it. I don't see anything. But it's not really good angles from yesterday's game. I'm gonna have to check that out. Though. That's interesting. I didn't see that. But that would be. I could believe that. Because I'm sure that plays a little better than it actually be INTER. That's interesting.
Hello, Piliu.
Is that Singapore? No,
Yeah,
Sport.
probably, yeah. From Spore. I mean, I would assume it's Singapore. I don't know. Is there a place called Spore?
If there is, we appreciate you joining us. Obviously, my geography isn't as good as I once thought because I have never heard of Spore. But thank you for that, for joining us. I had never heard of Spore before. Please like and subscribe.
I think
All right.
think it is Singapore, but
All right. So prediction time. How are we feeling about tomorrow? Should I start? I'll start. I think that the starting 11 will be the same top three: Taylor, Suarez, and Rojas. In the midfield, I hope that we see Ruiz over Kremaki. I love Kremaki as a super sub with Busquets and Gressel because Gressel starting no matter what. And then back four, Jordi Alba starting. I think will make all the difference. Then you have Aviles, which had a great game. Probably him and Busquets had the best games of the night. Freire has been solid. Weigand has been solid, and Drake just coming off of a good game. Hopefully, he can build on that. So I think that that's a solid 11 to play against an average DC United team. A lot of people saying 3-1, and I'm just going to jump on board. I'll say 3-1 also. I think Luis Suarez brace, and I'll give them one just because it's so hard to call clean sheets with this team that I'll say one. But I don't think that they get more than one. It's a home game. We play very well at home. And if Messi plays, this is me saying it without Messi. If Messi plays, give me one more and we'll win 4-1. So that's my prediction for this Saturday. Solana, what are you thinking about this game?
I say if Messi plays, I said 4-1, just like I said earlier. If Messi doesn't play, I think it'll be 2-1. Again, I think the team struggles when Messi doesn't play. They haven't found it yet. Do I hope I'm wrong and Rojas finds that Messi form? And maybe we can, play a little bit better against his team. Yeah, I hope so. But I got to go with my brain, man. My brain says no Messi 2-1 with Messi 4-1.
If Busquets is left on an island with Gressel and Kremaki flanking him again, do you think it would be beneficial to put Gressel at right wing and have Rojas more in the midfield role to create a little more in the midfield? Because I felt like he was having a hard time getting on the ball and he had to track back so far to get it because Gressel wasn't producing for him.
I mean, maybe. What do you think, Chris?
I think it would be better for Gressel's game so we could actually see him do something. I mean, I think if he starts up there, since he sucks in defense anyway, just stay up there and wait for the ball and then cross it into whoever's there. And then hopefully Trugutu can be able to get his Borgelin hat trick.
I don't think that Gressel is that Rojas is better in the midfield, but with the current situation with injuries and whatnot, I'd rather see him in the midfield and not Gressel. If Gressel isn't playing though, yeah, leave him up at right wing.
That's what I think. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I think. And honestly, I think that this game is going to be. I'm going to try not to exaggerate too much because I tend to do that just a little bit.
Oh yeah, I know somebody in the chat in the comments said that they're going to stop watching this because you just like the gas bag.
I mean, guys, if you don't understand me by now, then we can't be friends. Okay, we can't be friends. So I'm sorry for those of you or for the one of you that was in the comment section of YouTube saying I can't take her seriously. Oh my god, I'm gonna cancel. Blah. Okay, all right. Sorry, I can't please everybody. Okay. Look, what I'm gonna tell you is that Matias Rojas has been such like a bolt of energy and positive play on this team for 2 games and like 15 minutes that as long as he's on the field, I feel very comfortable with or without Messi. He's generating a lot. He's got no shame in his game. And I'm super happy that he's playing for the team right now. He's going to be gone like within the year, if not the end of the year. Like, I don't even know how long his contract is for. But for me, I think with Messi, we're going to dominate 4-1. We're going to get scored on regardless. Now, somebody said earlier that Aviles is going to lock up Benteke. Like, yeah, Aviles has size. Freire looks a little shorter. So I think he'll have a little bit of trouble with Benteke. But I don't think that Aviles is going to be able to manhandle Benteke. Benteke is a body. So
Solana, they're saying that they're looking for your channel, which Solana has. Well, this is football. That's the Solana YouTube channel, but he is going to be contributing a lot more in the very, very near future here on Battered Herons also. So you can catch him on This is Football, and he'll be joining us a lot more very soon. So details for that coming up.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, Danny, you mind if
Go
we
for
announce a little giveaway?
Go for
man.
it.
So for those of you in the comment section, you guys know that I joined these great guys on Mondays for Battered Herons en Español. We love doing that show because we love to work on our Spanish. But what we're gonna do for you guys is, if you have not yet subscribed to that channel, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Subscribe to my Twitter account. It's right there at Danny Solana 5. And we are going to give away this Inter Miami Messi jersey right here that I am showing. Official Inter Miami. It's got the tags on it and everything. So we will give that away on our Memorial Day. If we have an episode on Memorial Day, we'll give it away on that episode.
And then I put the link to the YouTube channel. I guess I could look for your Twitter account also. But yeah, so I have the link there to the Inter Miami en Español, and let me find Solana on here, and then I'll throw that link on there also.
Awesome. Yeah. So just go ahead and we will choose one person. You have to follow both the channel and me, and I'll make sure that we get those names out there, and we'll do the giveaway on Monday, May what is that? May 26th? I think it's Monday, May 26th.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, I want to send a shout out to Mr. Krabs. Yes, we love to gas bag. And Stancy, thank you. I appreciate it that you guys get me. And Stancy, I see that you're already figuring out the pattern here.
By the way, folks talk a lot about Dos Santos and my love affair with Dos Santos and my hate for Drake. But I'll tell you this, there's no hate for Drake. I think they should have sold Drake last year. I think that was when he was at his peak, and they could have made a lot of money off of him. One name that I think Inter Miami fans could be excited about, I know he was rumored today with San Diego, but that's Keylor Navas. I think, Danny, I think you'd be a fan if Keylor came.
I would love that.
So would I. I think he's, he would be a free transfer. But I think he's he would be a huge signing for Inter Miami, and I think he could definitely put us to that next level.
Oh, that would be. Look, if you want somebody that can play with both feet, play out of the back, and is just a great shot stopper, Keylor Navas is that guy. It's a reason why he has a couple Champions League trophies in his cabinet. Was playing for the best club in the world. That's right. That's what I said. You heard me. So definitely Keylor Navas would be awesome. And Solana, I have no idea how to get a link off of Twitter to put it on there. So
I get you guys. I'll share it there. I'll share it for the followers.
It's Danny Solana 5, just in case you just want to just type it in.
Jason O saying, I love Drake. He gave my dad a signed jersey for his birthday, and that's good, man. I mean, one of the good things about this team, especially before Messi came, is that they were extremely okay and willing to kind of interact with the fans. It was a really good vibe for sure. Something, it was very cool. Now, there's some people that are mentioning here, Solana, that there's some people that they said that they already follow you. So we're going to have to sort of work out the kinks as far as the details are concerned. But
as long as you follow him and you're following the YouTube page, you're automatically in it. You're in it to win it.
That's right.
All right.
Now,
Go ahead.
no, that's all I kind of wanted to mention. I mean, I see some people here that Lucho Lalo is saying burn that center crest jersey. That's fucked up.
I mean, I have told you that I hate
Royal's
that.
nice. It's crispy.
I hate it down the middle. I hate that kid. I think it's the worst of all time. But I own it because everybody wants to have it, right? Because that's what they're playing with. So I am a victim of being a hypocrite because I hate it and I bought it anyway. And Solana,
one thing I want to mention, guys,
drinking mate.
Do you,
I mean,
Solana?
I don't have one yet, but I've been thinking of how to make some passive income, and I heard that that's a good way of doing it. So, thanks for the idea. I think I might open one. If I do, I'll make sure I post it. That would be interesting, no?
Right.
Maybe watching me drink my mate, like. No?
Do it. Hola, Danny. Yes. We want that shirt. I'm not sure what shirt you're talking about.
No, he wants the ala shirt. The ala shirt.
Oh, the ala Miami.
Ala, oh. Danny, we want that shirt.
That was not up on. We got the Visca Miami shirt up today during the episode. If Mitch is on, because I know Mitch is on, that was asking for it. It's up in the store, batteredfans.com, where you can find a bunch of Inter Miami and actually just other sports period shirts. But Inter Miami is probably heavy on there. I had a question for you. Solana.
I see the picture, Solana. I'll put it up.
Something that I've seen, and I want to ask you about this. We're winding down. It's time to gas bag. Do you think it's weird? Because I think it's weird that Messi and Suarez are always sharing a mate.
Absolutely not. It's the most normal thing. So can I tell you?
It's absolutely disgusting.
Let me tell you something. If I am drinking mate with you guys and I serve you a mate and you don't drink it from my mate, I'll probably fight you. Like, I'll probably knock your ass out. It's Yeah, it's that disrespectful.
So wait. So you're talking about
people that are co-signing.
So what you're telling me is that you don't make me my own. I have to share yours.
Yeah. So basically, we have my mate, and I'll prepare it. We can sit around, hang out, and I'll pour you one, and I'll give it to you, and you go ahead and drink it. Now you give it back to me without drinking the whole thing. You got to drink the whole thing.
That's not what I'm saying, though. I'm saying, do you go back and forth sipping on the same straw?
Of course, man. One bombilla.
You're fucking disgusting.
What are you scared of COVID?
There's some people that are co-signing.
COVID. I'm disgusting of whatever you put in your mouth. That's what I'm fucking worried about.
Dude, I brush my teeth 3 times a day, baby.
Would you share a toothbrush with me?
Probably.
Oh my god! What the hell? You are a sick person.
But
you are a sick human being.
But there's a lot of people Danny, there's a lot. But there's a lot of people There's a lot of people co-signing this, Danny.
No, that's disgusting. All of you, every single person who has co-signed, every single one of you, disgusting.
I can't tell you. It's not like a lot of people, but I go to the park in Uruguay with my family and stuff, and with friends. It might be 10 of us, and we're sharing like 3 mates. It's all good. You're just passing it around.
Fuck that.
Danny is disgusted. I mean, listen.
Yeah. People pass around blunts, which I guess
it's
the same thing. Technically,
it is the same thing. It's the same shit. You got 10 people in the cipher passing a blunt. Like, imagine at least you get 3 mates. That's like 3 blunts being rotated. Not even, because everybody's hitting the same blunt.
I was gonna get deeper into that conversation, but I have a job in which I can't lose. So I'm just gonna because we can get deeper into that, but we probably should just breeze on by and just.
Well,
I can't believe
time for a segue.
Yeah, well, I want to segue into one thing before we end the show, because before we ended up getting into sharing mates and bongs and blunts.
That's a great question, though. Great question.
It is. It's a very good question.
Look, and everybody's saying that I'm bougie. I'm sorry. I don't share my toothbrush with anybody.
Bougie, bro. You're mad bougie.
Look at Hammy. Hammy shares toothbrushes with everybody.
Look at that, Johnny Dip. Listen, we're vibing, bro. We're vibing.
Look, Johnny Dip. I bet you Johnny Dip shares his dip.
Oh my god. So
that's gross.
That is absolutely
it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
You guys make me sick.
The dip sits there for hours. The mate,
you're slobbing on that straw.
I don't know how.
Oh no, but
I don't know how
come
you
on,
drink
Daddy.
your drinks with a straw. Like you literally go like that with a straw. Dude, all you gotta do is like.
Well, you know what? If I want to, I can because I'm the only one using it. I can do whatever I want with my straw because I'm the only one using it.
I don't know. I don't know what you do with your straw, but I'm completely clear, clean with my straw. So I don't slob on my straw. So I don't know what you slob on, but
you guys are disgusting. You can't control your saliva when you put that thing in your mouth.
Oh shit!
I mean, I can control my saliva. I don't know, man. If you can, that's your thing.
When I look in the past when I play like sports and stuff, we're sharing water bottles. I don't put my lips on that thing. I do the whole like.
Oh, me too. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Either.
What? Yeah. So what's the difference?
I don't know, man. I just.
What?
It's a cultural thing, Danny. There's mad people that co-signed it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if it's mate, we got to suck on the same straw. But if it's a water bottle, absolutely not.
That's damn straight. If it's a mate, you better suck on my straw. If it's a water bottle, don't touch that tip,
baby. This is disgusting. Well, you know what? I saw Messi and Suarez doing that. I was like, wow, they're disgusting. They're disgusting human beings.
We were talking about goalie talk before we got into this. And Danny caught a ton of strays for the Martinez comments last podcast.
Debu.
Yeah, for Debu. Did you not see the...
I'm sorry, but let me be very, and I hope that whoever is watching watches all the way to the end on this episode also. To be very clear, I didn't say he wasn't bad. I'm sorry. I didn't say that he was a bad goalie, right? Because they went in and they're like, oh, Danny doesn't know football. Oh, you suck it, okay? I didn't say he was bad. I said he broke a record, which was a fact. He is the only goalie to ever score 3 own goals in a season in the English Premier League. That's all I said. It was a mere fact. The fact that you don't like that I brought it up because you know that I don't like the guy, okay, that's fine. I didn't say he's bad, though. I know he's good, but I don't like him. And congratulations on that exclusive club that you joined with breaking that record. That's it. That's all I said.
You want me to take you one further on Debu?
Go for it.
So Debu was an absolutely nobody when he was at Arsenal. And
I know.
And it took him to get traded, sent to where he is now to get some playing time and become somebody because he was sitting like he was a third goalie, sitting the bench. So look, Debu probably if what happens in the World Cup doesn't happen, he continues to be a nobody. That one play made his entire career.
I don't like him because of what I want to bring this to Colombia.
Yeah.
Obviously. Why that? Of course. The players that you don't like is usually because they do something against your team. Why don't you like Ronaldo?
But Jerry Mina is kind of a bitch too because
Jerry Mina fucking sucks. I hate that guy too.
He would score a goal and dance or that was that Davinson Sanchez or like I don't understand. Like
no, it was Jerry. It was Jerry Mina. But I hated Jerry Mina. With the fact that Barcelona signed him, I really question like what direction is Barcelona taking that they would sign this guy because this guy sucks. So,
all right, let's try to walk out of here unscathed, Danny.
Just because of Danny, I hope Debu comes to Inter. Just so you know, I hated Suarez also. No, I told Solana, I said it all of 2023. Don't give me that guy. I do not want him. Not because I don't think he's good, but I just couldn't stand him. But I said if he comes onto the team, I'm a Suarez fan because I go for the crest and not the player, and that's just what I do. If you're on my team, I rock with you. So that's that.
Now, before we close off the show, Solana added this picture, which we couldn't get up on the Battered Herons Espanol show. And you want to add it? You want to add it to the thing, Danny?
Go for it. I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, because there we go. So you wanted to bring this up, Solana?
Well, somebody mentioned it, on the Spanish show a couple weeks ago, saying that I gave him Coach Beard vibes. So I'm wondering, I kind of see it myself. I'm wondering if I should get an AFC Richmond hat, and I think I could do it.
I think you got your Halloween outfit already picked out.
Yes, this is the Halloween outfit of 2024.
Absolutely, no doubt. It's done. I need an AFC Richmond hat.
That's it. It's a wrap. I'll be DJ Khaled.
Hey, on the Debu talk, just one more thing, and I'm backing you up, Danny. I'm on your train, baby.
But you're saying that he sucks. That's not what I'm saying.
But if Debo was so good, if he was the GOAT, if he was so great, why is he still playing for Aston Villa?
He's not.
But some people here in the chat are saying, why is he still playing for Aston Villa? Why is he not playing at one of the bigger clubs?
But I don't think he's going to be playing there next year.
He's not going anywhere, man.
I think he'll go to a bigger club next year.
I don't think so. Remember, he's older. He's in his 30s, so.
Well, I was going to say something. I can't. Oh, Chris, real quick. From now on, when we have a guest on, we're going to ask that straw question. Because I need to see how many people find it as disgusting as I do to be licking on the same straw as somebody else.
I think it's unfair to do that. Like, that's a very cultural thing from what I'm understanding here. So, like, I feel like that is a little unfair if we're going to ask people that are from the Caribbean or that are American. I feel like it's not the same sensibilities. So it's not the same thing as asking Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, especially for the people that are picking Backstreet Boys like a bunch of idiots.
So what you're saying is that some people think that sharing a straw is disgusting, but people in South America are okay with it.
But I think it's got more to do with that. Like, somebody literally put in the comments,
if they share straws.
Somebody put in the comments that it's a sign of friendship, Danny. You're literally willing to destroy friendships in South America because of this.
100%. 100%.
But then you don't get it. And you're from South America. What are we doing?
I have a question, Solana. Let's say you buy one of those soft cream ice creams, right? The ones that kind of swirl, and you take a big lick of it, or Chris takes a big lick of it, and he passes over to you. Are you taking some of that shit also?
Fuck yeah!
Oh, you get fucking sick. You are a sick man.
Yeah,
man.
It's like the cruise, bro. Like we go on the cruise. You know, the cruise has the soft serves, like freeze.
Yeah, exactly.
If me and Chris and you are going on a cruise,
don't put me in that. Absolutely not. I will not. I will throw that shit in your face.
Well, if Chris goes to the ice cream thing and gets a swirl and licks it and says, Solana, you want some? I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, because I'm not going to walk all the way to the ice cream station
to go
to another swirl, bro. Chris, bro, you're a healthy guy, bro. It's all good. I trust you.
I'm good, bro.
You good. It's all good.
Ugandi, we started touching on that subject, but again, I can't. No.
I'll say it. Ain't no wrong with a shirt and a blunt. We good.
I cannot go down that path.
Just don't hit it. Just don't hit it more than twice, bro. Keep it moving.
Danny has a weak community. You guys are sick. Every single one of you in this chat make me sick.
Not only that, but like, you are not understanding how culturally the mate works.
What culture it is? It's disgusting. You know that there's some cultures where they eat dogs. It's a culture thing. Are you okay with that?
I mean, I don't eat dogs. That's not my shit. I'm not gonna eat no dogs. Like, let them eat dogs. But I'm not gonna hate on them for eating dogs. I think it's gross. Disgusting?
Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not telling them to stop. I'm not telling them that they're gonna catch, I don't know, herpes or something. I'm not telling them that. What I'm saying is that I think it's disgusting.
Now, what about a cat? What about a cat? Would you share a cat?
I fucking hate cats. I hate Chris's cat. I've told Chris what I want to happen to Chris's cat.
Listen, I don't like my cat that much either, so like, it's whatever.
And I do not wear socks with sandals.
Well, we can do a parrillada like how
I'm actually wearing.
Players do one.
I'm actually wearing socks and sandals right now as we speak.
Oh, so am I.
Let's go.
I think Stancy's saying, do you kiss your pets? Are you asking if I allow my dog to lick my face? Because if that's what you're asking, absolutely not. My dog cannot lick my face.
Look at Maris Yahoo. He's literally saying, Chris and Danny, come by my place anytime and share the mate. Open invitation. Like,
that's my guy, bro. Maris Yahoo. That's my guy.
He's saying Danny as in Solana, right? Because I won't be there.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, bro. We'll take 2 mates and we'll pass them around. Just take 2 sips. Pass them around.
Right. I'll take the first sip, and then you guys can have the rest. That's what I'll do.
Does that saying, no, I am.
I guess, but technically, you're supposed to have the guy that prepares the mate drink the first one because it's the most amargo. Like, it's the most, I guess, the one that tastes the worst. the strongest one, and then you pass it around. So you seem like a guy that probably wouldn't like mate until it's like really watered down.
And Lucho saying, fair Danny, dogs lick their parts, ice cream sharers don't do that. You don't know what Chris and Solana do with their spare time and their mouths. You have absolutely no idea. They're
you
not
know that
share
I put mine on a straw. You know I put mine on a straw.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. And because of the unknown, I would never do such a thing. I am sorry. That is disgusting. I can't even believe
to answer Florida man. So it was mate was actually invented in the pre-Columbian Paraguay. So it was invented in Paraguay. In Paraguay, they also drink something similar called tereré, which is like mate, but it's cold. So I would be really curious to know if Suarez shares his mate with Diego Gomez and with Matias Rojas, or if they drink tereré. I'm curious.
And Hammy, absolutely not. I hold my peaks up, and I like to see the orange drip. If it's not dripping, it's not for me. It's got to be greasy as hell. That's what the real thin pizzas are. You got to fold it. You got to fold the pizza. Yeah. All right. Enough gas bagging, I guess, right? Because we've been gas bagging for like 20 minutes.
We're done. We're an hour into it. We're done. We're done.
We finished like at 35 minutes. I don't know how we're still going. And look, you know what? And what's funny is we're gonna cut this short just because we're at an hour. But the way the chat is going, we could probably keep going for another hour gas bagging.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Any final words there, Chris?
Mr. Krabs says that you eat the two end parts of sliced bread, even though that's my favorite part of the loaf, to be honest.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah, I love the edges. I wait to make a sandwich with the edges of the loaf. Oh my God, it's the best.
Really?
Oh my God, that's my favorite part of the loaf. Are you kidding me?
You're like an extraterrestrial. Like you're such an odd individual.
That's my favorite part, man. I'm thankful that people don't want.
Looking guys, you just made the list.
Bro, I'm gonna collect all the ends for you because I don't eat that, and then I'll give it.
Don't tell me you throw those away.
Throw them out of my house. We throw them out of my house also.
I either throw them out or I feed them to the ducks. I give it to my son. He feeds the duck.
What? Am I the what? What? Lucho Lalo, come on, man. We play soccer together. Trugotu's telling me to seek help. Francisco's telling me.
We don't give a guy that gas bag. You can do it to yourself.
Yes. You know what? I'm kind of glad that Chris is taking all the heat from my not wanting to share straws with this bread comment at the very end. That's disgusting. Solana, any final words?
No, man. The only final word is thank you guys so much for letting me join. It's always a fun time. We always crack up. And like you said, looking forward to be doing some more stuff coming up really soon. And thanks to everybody in the chat. Love you guys.
And everybody in the chat. We only got 40 likes. So if you could help us out and just add to a quick little like button, it would be much appreciated. If you are listening on audio, please listen over here. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5-star comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, leave us a comment. You can talk shit to me. That's what they do all the time. They say I don't know anything. I'm good with that. And for those of you that are in the live chat, as always, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you, especially when you start gas bagging with us at the end of the shows. It's probably the funnest part of the show. So we appreciate you guys. And we'll be back on Saturday night post-game to talk about the victory against DC United. So we'll see you guys then. So until the next one, have a good one.